Professor Vaccara brings to this book that nobody else has brought before, which is this kind of Sicilian sensibility of the way things are connected. And when I was a kid, we never said somebody was, we never even used the word mafia. We always said they were connected. Oh, don't bother him, he's connected. And we didn't have to, you know, is he connected to the power grid? Is he connected to the, no. He was, the word connected meant that he was, you know, linked with the people in organized crime. And even the suspicion of somebody being connected would be enough to protect a person. So people did not do in the United States what they did in Sicily, which is create anti-mafia movements. There was no anti-mafia movement in the United States. There was, for a time being in Chicago, this group called the White Hand. And they were businessmen who were being harassed by organized crime guys, and it was in their financial interest to form some kind of group to protect themselves from the organized crime people, especially when the organized crime people had the support of the police. There was a judge I knew, a wonderful judge, who actually was a hero in World War II. He was parachuted behind the lines in Italy, and he ended up working with the Partigiani, with the OSS. And this judge told me, he says, you know, Freddie, it wasn't until I took a civics class that I realized the police got paid by the government as well. And what he meant there was that he knew that the police were getting paid by organized crime guys. He didn't know that the police had jobs with the government until he took a civics class. And this, I think, is what's the reason why we don't know more about the Kennedy assassination, the reason why the Warren Commission was rushed and was very, very peripherally investigated. A lot of things were put together because they wanted it to be the lone gunman. But when my father was killed, they told our family that it was probably some, where I came from, if we call white people hillbillies. It was probably a hillbilly drifting through on the railroad who killed your father and jumped the train and left. You know, so whenever you know, the United States doesn't want to, they want to find the one person, you know, the individual who did it. You know, America is a country based on individualism. Emerson and his theories of self-reliance, the idea of the Puritan ethic, this all depends on strong individuals. And so to blame something on an individual is an easy thing to do, and it's easy for people to kind of swallow that and accept it, and then move on. Put the people in jail, execute them, whatever it was. We don't want to know, or they don't want us to know, that these things are connected. And had there been a real investigation to the Warren Commission, the Mani Puliti that we saw in Italy a few decades ago certainly would have happened in the United States. There would have been implications of not just organized crime, but of the FBI, the CIA, and there are guys running around now talking, ex-FBI workers at the time. Too many people died after Kennedy in relation to the Kennedy assassination to make us swallow the idea that it was just one person. Had it just been one person, there would have been no other ramifications. Nobody else would have died in a plane crash. I mean, crash a plane just to kill somebody, kill all these other people, and other people who were killed and poisoned, and people who got all of a sudden cancer. If you look at one of the highest causes of death of organized crime members in prison, it's cancer. And these guys are healthy guys, typically. You know, maybe they smoke cigarettes here and there. But these incredible high rates of cancer, something that's you're never going to get a government grant to investigate the increase of cancer in organized criminals in jail. Nobody's going to give you the money to do that investigation. But I happen to know a lot of those guys who were my age, and developed all kinds of crazy cancers. And, you know, a friend of mine who was in jail for a long time